Welcome to the Football Reporters, episode 7, the last episode of here at Massasoit.
In this humble abode, as you know.
Yep.
Not going to be here.
Not going to be here. Friday.
Not interrupted by people walking through.
Yeah, we might actually, if we had to teach you how to do hangouts, I guess.
Yes.
So that'll be the thing that we do right after this, is teach them how to use Hangout.
How to tutorial.
Yeah, a nice little tutorial. So the NFL is wrapping up, like we've been saying for the past couple of weeks.
Sadly, tragically, it's wrapping up.
Yep. We had two teams fighting for their playoff lives. I'm talking about Monday Night Football here. Let's talk about Monday Football.
Yeah, let's talk about we didn't
previewed Monday Night Football.
We didn't go over it yet. So the Giants.
Same
fucking stadium.
Yep. The Giants traveled to the Dolphins. First time that the Giants have been in the Dolphins since I was born, actually. 1996. It's been 19 years.
That's crazy.
Yep. Let's see here. The final score is 31-24. The Giants win to keep pace with the Redskins in the NFC East. The Dolphins have been officially eliminated from playoff contention and officially clinched the division for the New England Patriots.
Without even playing a game, technically.
We win by doing absolutely nothing.
Because we're the best. We're number one, people. We're number one.
Eli Manning was just a machine in this game. Yep. He had 82% completion percentage, 337 yards, 4 touchdowns, no pick. He did not miss a pass in the third quarter.
He was on fire. This is probably one of Eli Manning's best games in a long time.
I'd say it's his best game this year, easily, hands down, the best game this year. Odell Beckham Jr. definitely helped him.
It was a very even game plan too. It wasn't like Odell definitely had the most yardage, but Randall got 5 receptions. Dwayne Harris had 5. Will Ty had 5. I mean, it was definitely spread out between his receivers.
Yep, but Odell Beckham Jr. 7 receptions, 166 yards, and 2 of the 4 touchdowns thrown by Manning.
And Hakeem Nicks with a 1 reception for 5 yards on 1 target.
Yeah. Miami.
He's terrible.
Miami. I guess this is the Achilles heel because Miami's offense is not that good.
Miami sucks.
It's a very stagnant offense, and they were running up the field on the Giants.
That's all they could do.
Yeah,
that's all they can do.
89 yards and 2 touchdowns for Lamar Miller. Ryan Tannehill had a pretty decent game. He had about 234 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown was a 40-yarder to Kenny Stills.
That was one of his 2 receptions.
Yep. What a bust! Another bust.
Talk about a guy who went from being like the main target the past 2 years of Drew Brees to being nothing in Miami. And also Jordan Cameron also too. From being the go-to guy in Cleveland to being
now they have Gary Barnidge.
Who's better.
Yep.
This is a lot better.
So the Dolphins have been officially eliminated from playoff contention. The Giants keep pace in the NFC East, and they probably have we'll be looking at this later because we're looking at the schedule for all the playoff hopefuls.
We have time today.
We have time because I finished my paper early.
So both teams combined had a whopping 1 sack by Robert Ayers of the Giants. 1 sack.
And that's a shame because the Dolphins have so many good pass rushers, and yet none of them get to the quarterback.
They're all big-headed people.
Yeah, but I don't think they care. I think they're going to find a new coach. I don't know who it's going to be.
It's not going to be Dan Campbell. That's for damn sure.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to the other game. Your St. Louis Rams.
My Tampa Bay Bears.
Yeah, you're Tampa Bay. So you couldn't lose in this game.
I couldn't lose in this game. I was very disappointed in this game, though. It was going to be a lot closer.
But it was... It could be quite possibly the final game in St. Louis. We don't know if they're moving back out to L.A. Case Keenum had a pretty okay game. I mean, he only threw the ball 17 times, but he completed 14 of them. He didn't throw an interception. He didn't turn the ball over.
Easily the best performance by Rams could be all season.
Yep.
Easily. Easily.
Todd, I thought that accruing a 70-yard bomb to
Kenny Britt. That was a perfect throw to Britt.
Yep.
He made some really nice throws. A couple. Jared Cook had a nice sidelines catch. Kenny Britt had that bomb. It's on one of his 2 catches on 2 targets.
I will say though, like there was one instance where Todd Gurley, you should have scored. It's when they had a giant return and they got knocked out of the 2.
Cunningham got
Yeah.
Cunningham went like 101 yards.
Yep, and he couldn't get in the end zone.
Yep.
And Todd Gurley, you have to score.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but you're a market quarterback. You have to score. I will give you some slack because you are a rookie,
Yeah.
but you have to score there.
And with that,
With the final nail in the coffin.
Todd Gurley goes over 1,000 yards on the season.
Yeah, with 48
this
yards
season.
rushing. He only had 20 rushes for 48 yards, but it was just enough.
It was just enough.
Tavon Austin had
Two total touchdowns,
Yep.
a rushing and a receiving touchdown. He played a great game all around.
Jameis Winston didn't have that. He had over 300 yards passing. It was the best performance of his young career so far. But he threw the ball 50 times.
50 times and
he
one
was
bad interception.
One really bad interception. He was very chippy.
It was one of his worst games of the season.
But the Bucs made a lot of mental mistakes, like Doug Martin
personal fouls.
Doug Martin fumbling.
They actually gave that to Jameis Winston, the fumble.
I know because that worked for me in fantasy. Thank you, Doug Martin.
I didn't think it was a Winston fumble because he technically did hand the ball off.
Yeah.
But I don't think he controlled it long enough for it to be his fumble.
Yep. All right. So and Doug Martin didn't have a bad game. 18 rushes, 91 yards. I will live with it because he's on my fantasy team, and I'm in the playoffs, and I need to win desperately.
No sacks by the Rams, which is surprising.
With that kind of thing, Mike Evans went off. He had 9 receptions, 157 yards.
A couple of drops too.
Oh, they did a lot of mental mistakes. The Bucs did. Because I remember, they caught a ball at the 1 yard line, and
Dontia Dye, he caught it on the.
Hold on 1 second. I want to check something.
Yeah,
Keep talking. I'll be
I
right
think
back.
I think it was the 2 yard line, and he made a mental mistake, and he went back, and I don't know what he was thinking, but he got up, and
He threw the ball up. He didn't know he was still down.
he celebrated.
Yeah.
And he threw the ball back, and luckily the play was blown dead.
Yeah.
Or else that would
they
have been a fumble.
recovered it. They recovered the damn thing.
That was bad.
So that was definitely the Austin Jenkins.
Safarian Jenkins also too.
Yep,
he had a couple of drops, and he was at the end when he threw the ball away and got delayed game, which should have been a personal foul. That was very childish of him to do that because he didn't get a touchdown.
Yep.
And you could see on the replay he was about a yard short anyways.
By the way, Aaron Donald, there was almost a fight there because James Winston threw a hissy fit.
Yep.
A 100% hissy fit. He threw it.
Aaron Donald's having an amazing season.
Yep. It's currently saving the past 2 games. They've given up an average of 10 points. Put that in perspective, and they scored about 28 points per game.
Yeah.
So they're saving their season, but it's gonna be really, really tough next week because they're traveling to Seattle.
They're still in the hunt.
They're still in the hunt technically.
Yeah.
But we all know it's not going to last that long. If Seattle does win this weekend,
they're out. They got San Fran after that too. So because they've beaten Seattle before.
Yeah, no, but
they can beat Seattle.
They can beat Seattle, but the problem is it's in Seattle.
They've done that before too.
Yeah, I know. But
the
Case Keenum against that Legion of Boom with Cam Chancellor this time. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But we'll predict that next week when.
And then Tampa Bay also too is in the hunt still. They're at home for Chicago, and then they face the undefeated Carolina Panthers. If they're undefeated by the end of the season.
If they are, look at that later. So let's go into the. We already previewed the Jets and the Cowboys. Yeah, we
previewed them?
did.
I thought we were gonna wait to do it today.
No, we did because I wanted to get the Dallas guy. I didn't want to talk about Dallas. Remember that because I flipped off the camera.
Oh yeah.
I told Dallas to go after themselves.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go to the 1:00 games.
Okay,
the Tennessee Titans going against the New England Patriots in the game that I think that they're going to have Dante Hightower back from injury. Okay, so
14-point favorites. 14
at home against Tennessee.
I don't think it's going to be 14, but
against Tennessee, who has currently right now the number 1 pick in the draft.
Good for them.
Good for them. They will obviously not have. Let's talk about the Patriots' injuries. Devin McCourty.
A rash of them.
Yeah. Well, in the past Houston game, Dominic Easley was put on IR.
And so was only Garrett Blount.
And LeGarrette Blount's put on. And you know what? I'm not really devastated about Garrett Blount because I think you can survive without Garrett Blount.
You can survive without him, but it's going to be tough considering the fact that we have 2 fucking running backs.
It's going to be Brandon Bolden and James White, and they just signed Monte Ball, who I don't know much about. Maybe you can elaborate.
He was the starter.
Yep.
In the past 2 seasons ago for Denver.
And
Very
then
promising, but then the next year he got hurt, and he lost the job to Hillman, who lost the job to Anderson, who then lost the job to Jawan Thompson.
Yep.
And then basically he was like 4th in the depth chart.
Yep. And then
Instead of Cat, they couldn't trade him.
So
He was hurt, I think, during the training camp also too, and they just caught him. And a bunch of teams brought him in for workouts. The Patriots eventually signed him to the practice squad, which I think they should elevate him to the main roster by now.
Yep. Okay. So, would you bring back Julian Edelman for this game?
No.
Or would you wait till next week?
Playoffs.
Playoffs. You wait till playoffs. I would too. Let's see. Tennessee has not that great of a defense.
They're improved. They have been improved. They're improved defensively.
Yep.
I think it's their run defense is good. I think
They're 17th in the run, but we're 26th in the run. So it's
no. Then they're 9th.
They're 9th against the pass.
9th against the pass.
So I guess the biggest question is with Tennessee is their offense against the Patriots defense.
They're going to get torched, but their defense isn't too terribly bad.
Yeah,
they're okay. They're okay defensively. Their offensive stats are just
but
dreadful.
here's a good question: who's going to cover Gronk?
No one. They don't have Jason McCourty, so
They don't have
no one.
Speaking of
Maybe
McCourty,
Michael Griffin. Maybe I don't know.
Speaking of McCourty, the high ankle sprain. Are you majorly concerned, or are you?
I'm somewhat concerned a little bit because he's such a key piece to this team.
He is the best secondary player on the team.
He is the best secondary player on the team besides Malcolm Butler. And Logan Ryan has been playing amazing this year too, as much as I've criticized him.
Yep, as much as we criticized, as much as I criticized him. Well, better than Stephen Gregory.
Yeah, to a degree, yes.
The ostrich, as I call him, because remember our ball team, his way he always stuck his hand in the turf.
He was good his first year. Last year was really bad.
But I'm picking the Patriots. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna pick the Patriots this game.
I'm apologizing for everyone because the Patriots are gonna fucking just destroy them.
Yep.
And I also have some questions too. Jonathan Freeney too, who's been a key linebacker for us this year.
Yep.
Possibly for the rest of the season.
I think Dante
Dante
Hightower will be back this game though.
I think you get him in there just for one game.
Yep, warm up for the Jets.
Yeah.
All right, undefeated Carolina going to the Jets. I did it again. I've done it twice.
Going to the Jets, Giants, same team, same name.
They're going against the Giants in New York. They have the Giants actually favored. What was that? Wait, what? Do they have them favored? They do. Yeah. No, never mind.
Again.
No, Carolina's favored.
No, the Giants favored? No, the Giants are favored plus 4.5. Or is that the Panthers?
I think that's
I know this is confusing.
Oh god, it's the Carolina Panthers are favored by 4.5. I think if it's plus, it's the away team. If it's minus,
it's because the Patriots are minus 14.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, the favorite teams are the minuses.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I don't
know why. I guess it's I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, all right. So,
but okay.
So
the Panthers are favorite because they kind of are anyways because the Giants suck.
The Giants suck on defense. But let's see here. It's going to be the biggest story going into this. It's Odell Beckham Jr. versus Josh Norman.
I like that matchup a lot. Josh Norman's going to make himself a ton of cash in this offseason.
If he's able to catch up with the guy.
He shut down Julio Jones. Julio Jones was thought of as uncoverable.
Well, Julio Jones is kind of good Julio, bad Julio. Which one do you want?
I want good Julio.
Exactly.
Good Matt Ryan. And there's bad Matt too.
There's
horrible. There's good Matt Ryan. There's not great Matt Ryan. There's good Matt Ryan. There's bad Matt Ryan. There's atrocious Matt Ryan. We're at atrocious Matt Ryan.
It's like, is this like Rex Grossman, good Rex, bad Rex? I guess.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So
because you got good Rex during the Super Bowl year in 2006, and then you got terrible Rex after that.
I think we have it's a good quarterback. This is probably the best quarterback head coach combo that the Carolina Panthers have faced.
Mm-hmm.
So, just for that, Here's what I'm gonna pick an upset. I'm taking the Giants in an upset against Carolina to end their undefeated season. I would love it. I would absolutely.
I would love it too, but
You had to take Carolina for this.
Josh Norman's hard to bet against.
It is hard to bet against, but it's also hard to bet against Odell Beckham Jr., who is, in my opinion, the best pure wide receiver.
Oh, he is. Even last year.
Yep.
How many games did he play? Like 12? And he had fucking 1,400 yards.
1,400 yards and like 8 touchdowns in those 14 games.
He played less games.
In those 12 games.
It was 12 because he played less games than any fucking starting wide receiver, and he led them in fucking yardage.
Yep.
But as pure as Odell is, Norman's just as beastly.
Yeah.
I gotta go Panthers on
You
this
can go
one.
Panthers, all right.
We gotta stop fucking making notes here. Like
I will keep track. I have the video in replay, so I will keep track of it.
because we haven't because I keep forgetting. Like
I kept track. Don't worry.
I keep forgetting. I'm watching on Sunday. I'm like, okay, so I picked this team, and I'll remember some of them, but I won't remember all of them.
I will assemble them all, and I will send them to you via Facebook. All right, so here we go. Buffalo is traveling to Washington. Washington trying to keep pace in the NFC East.
See, they're plus 1.5. The Washington.
Well, actually, that would be fake. I think Buffalo's favored by 1.5.
I think if it's minus,
If it's minus, it's home.
it's home.
If it's
Plus.
plus, it's away.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins has actually played, I think, pretty well this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just won their first game on the road. Buffalo's coming off a bad loss against the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams, I don't really think technically are good. I don't think so. I mean,
overall, they're not.
yeah, no, I don't think they're overall like great. I think the Buffalo's so middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But I think Washington is
The best stat in general is rushing for both teams. Their defense, their offense is
whenever
bad.
two teams
Washington.
are whenever two offense whenever two evenly matched teams such as this go up against each other, I normally go with the home team in this.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna pick the Redskins because I don't think because they've only lost twice at home.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be able to keep pace with them. Because I don't think because let's face it, Buffalo's a bunch of tools.
Yeah.
The biggest tool bag team in the entire league, Buffalo, easily Buffalo.
I'm gonna go.
You look at let's say Percy Harvin, Sammy Watkins, LeSean McCoy, Mario Williams, Rex Ryan, the owner and the fans.
I'm gonna go pick
Tools.
Washington too.
They're craftsmen, so I'm gonna go Washington. They're a craftsman wrench.
They're craftsmen. They are.
Chicago Bears, if they lose this game, they're officially eliminated from the playoffs. Going against the 8-5 Minnesota Vikings, who lost most recently in that heartbreaking loss. Like both teams are coming off heartbreaking losses because Robbie Gould did Robbie Gould things.
Yep. This is great. The Minnesota is dreadful overall.
Yep.
They're 30th ranked offense.
Mm-hmm.
They have the 30th ranked pass and the 5th ranked rushing. Talk about the most anemic offense.
Talk about the one a totally one-sided offense.
And surprisingly so, the 2nd ranked offense is the Bears.
Second rated pass defense. Yep.
Pass defense of the Bears. I can't even believe that.
Well, have they really faced a quarter? Well, Aaron Rodgers twice. But Aaron Rodgers
Rushing, they're bad, but the Vikings are good pass defense wise, and the Bears, and they're bad.
I will take.
Taking Minnesota.
I'm gonna take Minnesota based on Adrian Peterson. It's in Minnesota, and the fact that the Bears' defense on running the football is terrible.
Yeah.
But I hope that and here's what's gonna happen: the ball's gonna be in Jay Cutler's hands, and Jay Cutler will do Jay Cutler things and turn the ball over at the worst possible time.
All right, my favorite matchup of the week.
The
My
Atlanta
boys,
Falcons.
the Jaguars.
What the hell has happened to them?
Good.
Going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are fighting for their playoff lives.
One game back of the fucking AFC South.
Yep.
I think they can do it. I honestly think they can do it.
You're not the only one. I think they can do it too.
They played
It's going to come
really
down.
good last week.
You know what I think it's going
They
to come
played
down
phenomenal last week.
It's gonna
both sides of the ball.
It's going to come down to that last game in Houston.
Yep.
That's going to win the division title. So Let's see.
The
It's,
Falcons this week, they got New Orleans, and then they got that division matchup, like you said, in Week 17.
yep, that's it's going to come down to that last game.
It is. And this year, Blake Bortles, as a second-year pro, compared to as a rookie,
Pretty decent.
he's had an amazing season.
No, like
He's had some mistakes, but he's thrown for 3,524 yards, 30 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. It's the most by I think it's the most by a Jaguars rookie QB ever. QB
like
ever.
you mean the most by a Jaguars quarterback?
Yep.
30 touchdowns.
Yep.
And most of them are going to two people.
Hands down, he's been the best QB since they had David Garrard. David Garrard was really good with them, and Byron Leftwich too. But I'd even go far on a limb here and say he's the best QB in franchise history. He's going to be.
I think this is going to be a shootout. Absolute shootout.
I think it's going to be. It might be because the Jaguars really aren't that good against the pass.
Yeah, no.
So
But Matt Ryan, for some reason, is turning the ball over at the worst possible time in the red zone.
their rush defense isn't terrible. The 13th.
Yeah.
So they're both league average. Their offense is about even 15th or 13th in the pass, 17th in the rush, which isn't terribly bad. They're league average.
Yep.
And they're going to win this game.
I think Jacksonville will win this game because Atlanta's a sinking ship. So
I don't think they win a game the rest of the year. I think they're done winning.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta liked the fact that they're winning at the end of the year, and they said, "Hey, I'm going to start losing now."
Yep, I'm gonna pick Jacksonville to win this game and keep pace in this AFC. In the AFC South?
Who can win that? So let's say the Jaguars win. What would their record be?
What if they win out?
Yeah,
They'd be 8-8.
make it happen. Make it happen.
Okay.
I think they can, honestly.
The red-hot Kansas City Chiefs, who have won 7 straight games, are traveling to Baltimore. Who is Matt Schaub playing?
Matt Schaub didn't play last week.
Does he practice? Or is it going to be Ryan Mallett?
I think it might be Jimmy Clausen, honestly.
It might be Ryan Mallett.
It has Ryan Mallett on there for some strange reason.
So I think it's going to be Ryan Mallett starting. Chiefs.
Let's see. Matthew Schaub, chest, limited in practice, questionable for Week 15 versus Kansas City.
Yeah, either quarterback. I think I'm gonna pick Kansas City.
Didn't even look at this game before.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's not
I know
even worth a look.
it's not worth my time because Baltimoreans are not really.
I just wanted to see if Schaub was going to start or not. But
Yeah, I looked at some limited practice. Like, it's probably gonna be so. Kansas City. I think Kansas City goes their 8th straight win.
I think.
I think
this game will end in a tie.
They'll have a chance. They'll have a chance to. I think they have a chance to win the division, which I want to go over that.
I think it's going to be down to the wire, but I think if they can get Andrew Luck back, I think the Colts might have a chance of winning it, depending.
Well,
no matter how terrible Andrew Luck's been, he's still a great quarterback.
Well, it all depends on this because he's not starting this game. He's already out.
He's already out. They had to rule him out.
Yep. What about Brian Hoyer?
I think he got ruled out too, because I don't think he passed it.
Are you ready for this? Ready for this staggering stat? The Houston Texans have not won in Indianapolis in their entire existence.
Boy, that's crazy.
No, in their entire existence.
That's crazy.
Since 2002, they have not won in Indianapolis.
Brian Hoyer, concussion, did not practice question before Week 15.
So he's not playing.
They already said that he's not going to play.
Yeah.
He's not been ruled out yet, but they said
It's about
95%.
It's going to be T.J. Yates versus Matt Hasselbeck. This is a shit show.
That's if Hasselbeck's going to play because he got hurt last week.
Oh, so
back, broken ribs. Back and ribs did not practice. Question before.
Oh, that's Matt Hasselbeck. So
Charlie Whitehurst might start that game. Now we're at the shit of shit matchup. T.J. Yates versus Charlie Whitehurst, who's quite possibly the most veteran journeyman QB the league has ever seen.
No. You don't want to know who the most veteran? Josh McCown.
Josh McCown.
It's bouncing the team.
Oh my God! Every year, he might be back that next year though. But who knows? Okay, so back to past the point there.
So let's see here. It's gonna be.
Oh my God! We have 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
what is going on here? We usually have 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Houston to win this.
Actually, no. I lied. It's 5.
By there.
1. Wow, it's 5 games on it. Finally, they're starting to even it out a little bit at the end of the year.
Yep, so I'm going to pick Houston to win this game because of their pass rush against that offensive line of Indianapolis. Yeah,
as much as I want the Jags to win this division.
I think TJ Yates will do enough plays to win.
He did, but he brought down the undefeated Bengals.
Yep.
So, I mean, I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yep.
And the Bengals, you have to admit, though, going into that game, the Bengals were on fire.
Yep.
Against the Houston when Yates beat the fucking...
The Cleveland Browns have won their first game in 8 weeks.
Seattle's a 15-point favorite.
They're facing Seattle in Seattle.
Can it blow? Can there be like another word for blowout in this game?
A murdering, a mass murder,
a massacre.
Yep.
This game's not even going to be fucking close.
No, I think.
Picking the Browns. I'm not. I'm picking Seattle.
I'm picking Seattle.
I'm picking Seattle.
Okay, bold prediction. Even though it's not really that bold, you know how many points I think they're going to put up? The
50.
Browns. The Browns. 0.
50-50 going into the final play of the game.
Browns win. The fuck? No. If the Browns win this game, I'll eat my shoe. My physical shoe, right here. That was actually pretty good. I actually kicked it up and I caught it. Okay, Green Bay and Oakland.
Seattle's gonna win that fucking game.
Yeah, not gonna be close.
Notice how it's fucking Gary Barnidge on there, not Manziel or McCown or someone.
Or Travis Benjamin.
Gary Barnidge, the tight end, the best player.
Yep. All right.
I love it.
So Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers trying to keep pace, and hopefully, like if somehow Minnesota loses to Chicago, clinch the. I think at that point they clinch it.
I think close to.
No, never mind. They don't. I think they can clinch a playoff spot. I think that's their playoff scenario. They can clinch a playoff spot. But Khalil Mack coming off his 5-sack game against Denver. It's going to be in Oakland, and Green Bay's favored by 3. Oh man, this is a tough game to pick.
This really is a tough game to pick.
It is a tough game because. On one hand, Green Bay has very inept wide receivers.
Yep.
But Oakland's pass defense is shit.
Yep.
Derek Carr is a much better competition. I think the best quarterback they faced all year.
Yep. Most likely. Yeah.
I can't think. Let me look at Green Bay's schedule.
I got it right here. Jay Cutler, Russell Wilson, Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick. Nick Foles, Phil Rivers, Peyton Manning, Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford, Teddy Bridgewater.
So Derek Carr is the best quarterback he's faced so far. Other than
Stafford,
no,
Castle.
I say Philip Rivers is definitely better.
I say Philip Rivers has definitely been the best player in San Diego all season.
Yeah, I think he deserves MVP honors.
But
because he's been putting up
all around, he's definitely the second best QB.
Yep, it's in Oakland, and Green Bay's not the same on the road, so I will go with the Oakland Raiders to upset the Green Bay Packers.
On one hand, kind of Packers fan, a little bit. My brother's a huge Packers fan,
just a bit.
Great team, great quarterback, great running back, and ALC. On the other hand, my boys, Oakland Raiders, have struggled for so long, and this year. Made the right moves in the offseason, brought in the right people. So far, 6-7, better than they've been in years. Since Hugh Jackson was their coach, they went 8-8. Go upset. I'm going to go to the Raiders.
Yep. All right, Denver. Brock Osweiler's Denver Broncos going to travel to Pittsburgh Steelers. You know
Pittsburgh.
what? Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh on the upset. Pittsburgh going to run it. I can't pick against Pittsburgh anymore.
I can't either.
I'm happy this game's at 4 o'clock because this is going to be one of the best 4 o'clock games out there.
I want to tell you this. Here's how many points that since the Denver Broncos have started Brock Osweiler. 17, 30, 17, 12. They've averaged 18 points a game.
Peyton Manning wasn't much better either.
Actually, it was better than his. They're averaging 23 points a game with Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's true. But see, yeah.
There's no way that you can beat Pittsburgh by scoring 17 points.
No.
And coming off that performance last week,
I'm surprised about this.
Their stunned loss.
Oh shit, this is a great. Their defenses both equally suck.
You mean their offense?
Their offense sucks. Their defense sucks pass-wise, but rush-wise, they're sixth.
Yep.
They're top half of the league in there. Denver's offense.
Pittsburgh's offense versus the Denver's defense. That's going to be.
I don't know why they do offense. They do offense, defense, which is weird, but their defense all season has been elite.
Yep.
Pittsburgh's offense with Ben. I don't even know if he's healthy or if he's not healthy. What's going on with his foot? What's going on with his knee? But healthy to a marginal point. Scary offense. They've done amazing.
I'll say this about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't want to face them in the playoffs.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
They are a scary team.
They are fucking scary.
It's going to be Antonio Brown versus Aqib Talib. Man, this the win, man.
It's that. Dude, one of the funniest things that I saw was when his first game as a Patriot, Aqib Talib, when he had the hat on his ear, and the Patriots hat was on his ear, and my brother, me, and his friend were like, Hacha Sayu. Like it's that's what we say every time we talk about.
You know what it said? It's like, is this the guy? It's like when Jim McMahon first showed up at House Hall with a beard and a mullet.
Yep.
And wearing shorts. Is this the guy? Was the guy drafted? So yeah, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. Yep. And with that, like if my predictions do all come true, then the Patriots will officially clinch a first-round bye with a Denver loss and the Patriots win.
Yep.
Which is more
we need Steelers to win this game, and the Steelers will win this game. I don't know why Brock Osweiler's not on here. That's weird.
What a shitty...
Peyton Manning's on there.
Peyton Manning started...
Who the fuck? Why the fuck is Peyton Manning on there?
If Peyton Manning started, I'm definitely picking Pittsburgh.
Doesn't even say him on here.
The Dolphins...
Peyton Manning limited in practice. But, yeah, pussy.
It's here. This is a very interesting game. Both of these teams suck.
Why the fuck is this game on at 4 o'clock? These are like the prime time, like, afternoon games, and you have
I don't know.
Did you on?
Okay, let's see here. What game would you put in that slot? God, there's not much in the 1 o'clock.
Houston, Indy.
Houston, Indy with TJ Yates and...
Houston, Indy, I would have been at 4 over this fucking shit-tastic game.
Oh, well, I actually like watching Miami lose. I do.
I'm with you on that.
I love
watching the division get crushed. I love the fact that every year we win the fucking division.
Let's go Chargers.
It makes me very happy that this division fucking sucks.
San Diego Superchargers will win this game.
San Diego Superchargers will lose to picking the Miami Dolphins.
You pick the Dolphins?
I think the Dolphins are the better team, honestly.
I think Antonio Gates will go off, and I hope he does again because I'm starting him.
If the Chargers had at least a defense, I'd pick them.
Yeah, but at least they have some sort of an offense that Miami doesn't have a defense either. So that's why I'm picking San Diego at home. But
Fuck it, I'm switching.
I hate Miami.
Fuck it, I'm switching. I'm going San Diego.
Okay, other game.
So
AJ McCarron.
Mark that down for San Diego because I switched.
AJ McCarron going to be starting with the Cincinnati Bengals going against the San Francisco 49ers. Man, this is a really tough game.
It's tough. It's one to pick because
even though yes, San Francisco
I like how they still have Andy Dalton on there.
Yeah, San Francisco sucks. Like beyond sucks.
Beyond sucks, but Blaine Gabbert really hasn't had that bad of a job. Has not done that bad of a job at mop-up duty.
They have the worst offense in the league. 29th in the pass, 20th in the rush. On defense, they're 29th overall. This team is
they have the worst rushing defense in the league. 31st.
They have 31st. So they're second to last. I think Cleveland's the only one that's worse.
Yep.
Yeah,
they are.
I think that still stands true. We can look. He's looking it up right now.
Fuck you, CBS ads.
But we don't like the ads.
No, they're not.
They're
29.
We'll look that up later.
They're 29th against the rush. So who else is worse than them? We don't know right now. We'll look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it up later. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this
team, the second to last.
The San Francisco 49ers are literally dead last in about everything.
Yeah.
In every major category.
And this team used to be elite.
This team used to win the three NFC Championship games.
Back-to-back NFC Championship games, a Super Bowl appearance. They were on their way to becoming a dynasty.
Yep.
And
it
then
all fell apart.
Injuries, my friends, they happen. They come up and they sneak up on
injuries,
you.
and they
Patrick Willis. Honestly, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say he was the best linebacker of our era. He was elite.
He was for like a good 7 years, but
He was.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, yes,
But
yeah.
I think you said that before.
But Willis was up there. Willis
Yes.
is definitely in the top 3 or 4.
It's unfortunately retired, yeah. But hey, I will not criticize him for doing that.
I will not either. You want to be healthy. Chris Borland too.
Yeah, I don't.
When he filled in for Willis last year, he was amazing. But
Yep.
he retired because concussion. He got a concussion. He was scared of it, and I can't blame him.
No, I can't.
Patrick Willis, chronic foot injuries
Yep.
that have been happening the past couple of seasons. Can't blame him for retiring.
Yep. No. So I'm gonna take.
And
I will take Cincy. I will take Cincy, but
Much
I'm
as you
not
hate them.
confident. I hate Cincinnati.
I'm gonna take Cincy too. I think AJ McCarron's gonna have a big game.
All right, then in the Sunday night game,
And that's also too happy for me too because being an Alabama fan.
I hope, you know what I hope? I hope
God,
that
oh my! Who the fuck is gonna watch Monday night? Honestly, the Saints and the Detroit Lions.
I
That's
do. I will.
atrocious.
You know why? Well, not because of the show. This show and I have some fantasy things to go for this. I have actually reason to watch
Yeah.
Golden Tate.
I'll be flipping
Speaking of
most likely, but
yeah. Speaking of
I can't not watch football. That's
Yeah,
That's the
speaking-
thing. It's
it's like
impossible not to.
Speaking of fantasy football, I have 2 players going for this. It's 2 wide receivers from the Arizona Cardinals. I have
Cardinals.
Cardinals will win this game. I'm sorry, but the Cardinals have such an elite offense.
They're first overall. They're 10th. But they're 10th in rushing and they're 3rd in passing,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Yeah, number 1 overall offense. Their defense is really good. People really underrate their defense. That defense
The
is
passing is 12th though. That's kind of crazy with Patrick Peterson.
Yep. plus what is, and I hope and I think Sam Bradford will throw up all over his shoes like he usually does.
Sam Bradford's the king of doing that.
Yep.
Believe me, I know this firsthand.
So it will. I think John Brown. This is gonna be a lot of John Brown and Michael Floyd.
Oh yeah, and even if Fitz gets to do it too,
Yeah, that's like, you know what I mean. Like that's
they
that's
have
the reason-
every. They have.
I didn't know who to start this week, so I started both of them. I don't
You're
think
not going to go wrong with that.
Nope, I'm starting both of them because my other option, Emmanuel Sanders, fumbled the damn punt. Like, oh, here's something. But they're averaging. The Philadelphia is giving up 24 points a game. Arizona is averaging 31 points per game. I'm gonna pick the Arizona Cardinals to win and clinch the division.
I'm with you on that one.
All right, so that's all the games that we have here. But there's one more thing I want to do before we sign off, and that's look at the playoff picture. Let's see here. Let's take a look at all the clinching scenarios right now and go through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's do this. Okay.
the Patriots will clinch the will clinch the first round bye with a win and a Cincinnati or Denver loss or tie.
Yeah.
They'll officially clinch the division. Clinch a first round
So
bye.
so Cincinnati would be number 2 because they're
Yeah.
Cincinnati's ahead of Denver based on conference record. They're 8-2. If they had the Broncos, which 6-3.
The Bengals have
They had the Colts winning out on this one actually.
Well, they currently have a better.
They have the
They have the head-to-head matchup
Yeah.
early in this season.
When they're heading to
Cincinnati can clinch their division with a win and a Pittsburgh loss. Same thing with the Denver Broncos. They need a win and a Chiefs loss. Indianapolis can't clinch anything. And then we have the 3 wildcard teams right down here. The Carolina Panthers can clinch home field with a win and an Arizona loss. Arizona can clinch the division with a win. They can first round bye with a win and a Packers loss. Green Bay will clinch a playoff spot with a win. And that's it. Okay, so let's take a look at the playoff scenarios here. Let's take a look at the wild cards. I want to take a look at the wild cards. Let's say who's going to make the wild card. Okay, so the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs and Jets right now.
Chiefs and Jets right now. The Chiefs' remaining schedule is, ready for this? Baltimore, Cleveland, Oakland. All three of those are winnable games.
Yeah. Out of all of them, I think Oakland will definitely give them a run for their money.
Oakland will give them a run for the money, but I think it's in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Too. So I will give. So I think they'll end them up at 11-5, and they can actually realistically win the division if Denver goes one. If Denver goes 1-2 in the last 3 games. Mm-hmm. The Jets, their remaining schedule is obviously they're going against Dallas. That's a win. At home, they're home against the Patriots. That's a loss. And then they're going to Buffalo.
And again, they always play each other tough. So
yeah, I'm going to give him the win in Buffalo. So that puts him at 10-6. The Steelers, Broncos. The Steelers probably have the easiest schedule. Ready? Broncos. We already said that was a win earlier in the show. And then they're home against Cleveland. That's a win. And then they're at home against Baltimore next week. That's still a win.
It's still a win.
And then they're at home against Cleveland. That's 3 wins. So I think by that calculation we have the 2 wild cards will be the Kansas City Chiefs at the 5th slot and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Denver's remaining schedule is I'm just saying that for the Chiefs to win. Here's their remaining schedule. It's Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and then their final game is against San Diego. That's a pretty tough schedule. That is a really...
Yeah.
I think they can... It all depends if Andy Dalton's starting. If Andy Dalton's starting, then I will pick that I think Denver will lose that game. If it's AJ McCarron, it's in Denver. I will pick Brock Osweiler's Athletic Group. Okay, so that means by the calculations that will be that game will preview next week.
Yep, we'll preview those games next week.
Yep. All right. Okay. So now the AFC South, which is always fun. I think whoever wins the game between Houston and Indianapolis, which we both picked Houston.
Yeah.
Will be at the slot next week.
Yep.
Basically, whoever loses that game is out for the playoffs. Is out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have probably the easiest schedule. They're facing both. They're facing Atlanta. And then they're at New Orleans, and they're at Houston.
There's way more teams in the AFC that have been eliminated than NFC.
Yep. So I think whoever loses that game is pretty much are out of the playoff contention. I think it's going to be the Jaguars. Go on. I think the wild cards in the NFC are going to stay the same. I think it is going to be Seattle and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Based on that loss by Tampa Bay.
Still Atlanta Falcons.
Still technically alive. So now
still technically not dead, which they kind of are.
The NFC East. The Washington Redskins currently lead that division. That's 6-7. It's a 3-team tie for 6-7.
Yeah.
Their main schedule is Buffalo. The last 2 games are on the road where they've not played that well. They won their first game in over a year. But it's at Philly, and it's at Dallas. So they can go... I think they can go 2-1 in those games. They can go 2-1.
Yeah.
So that'll put them at... Because I think actually they could lose them. They could lose to it. That's a toss-up. We'll have to take a look what happens next week because we don't know injuries and everything.
Yeah, we don't know anything at this moment.
Yep, so that would put them at 8-8. Philadelphia's remaining schedule is Arizona. That's a loss. That's a loss. Washington at home. I mean, that's a toss-up again.
Yeah, toss-up again, yeah.
At the Giants, I think that's a win for the Giants.
Yeah.
So that's... that will put them at 7-9 so that they're out. The Giants have pretty much the hardest schedule. Carolina at Minnesota, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think that's 1-2. That might be 2-1, 1-2.
Yeah.
It all depends on this Carolina game. If they
0-3.
0-3. They could realistically go 0-3, or they could
do it.
I think they can go 2-1. So that will put them at 8-8, and that will eliminate the playoff contention. And Dallas, Dallas is out. So we would have Washington in the playoffs. So I think
Dallas is still technically not out, but I don't fucking see that at all.
Dallas is still in it because they're still one game back from the division lead. But I don't think at that point they'll matter. So that's it for us. Time to do plugs. Watch the Massasoit Wrestling
Watch
Corner.
it, please.
We just put up me and Owen exclusively. We did our review of NXT TakeOver London. Today is our big awards show.
Yeah.
At the end, our big season finale today, where I will only be on for an hour, unfortunately. But hey, many I do. So subscribe to him at Wrestling Fortune 44.
Massasoit Wrestling Corner. Find us on Facebook.
Find us, the Football Reporters, on Facebook, even though we haven't really posted anything.
We posted shit.
If
you wanna find us, Football Reporters, if you wanna find Massasoit Wrestling Corner, just type in Massasoit Wrestling Corner.
Yep.
We post whatever the fuck we want on there. We'll tell you if there's a show, if there's not a show, who's doing what, who's discussing what and whatnot in lots of arguments.
Yep. If we
watch last week and you'll know.
Yep. If we have
we argue a lot.
Hopefully next week we'll have the hangouts. I will actually go through a tutorial with Chris as soon as this camera turns off on how to do Google Hangouts and see if we can successfully do it.
Yeah.
So for Chris, I'm John. We will hopefully see you on Monday.
Maybe.